Your Swing Alpha Trade Report for November 27, 2017. Again, two new all-time highs since our last video. The market is quite bullish, and we only want to be long in this market, as we've been saying for the last 4 or 5 months. However, it is still quite overextended, and we would want to see a decent-sized pullback before we would go heavy long. We could possibly not see that pullback until January of next year, maybe, given that money managers may not want to sell their stocks, given how great the market had performed this year, and they may want to delay taxes on these stocks for the next tax year. So in that case, we might not see any decent size selling. Next, we have the Qs, QQQ. We have a very similar situation, very, very bullish. However, it is quite overextended, so you don't really want to add in longs. You may even want to reduce your longs up here until we get a decent sized pullback. And the pullback could go down to as low as maybe 149 before we get a bounce. We would expect the bounce to occur somewhere around this region. It could possibly not even happen until next year, and that is quite likely as well. So we're just going to sit having an approximate 50 or 60% long position and resting cash. First, let's go over biotech before we show you our trades. So biotech is a stock we had been watching for quite a while. It's been going up for quite some time. And we had a possible bottoming pattern here. Members were alerted to go long on the 22nd here at close, and they were told to go long using LABU, L-A-B-U, which is the 3X ETF version of XBI. We did have somewhat of a scary sell-off today, unusually large volume red candle, so hopefully that continues. Hopefully it holds and continues up in the near future, but we're just going to hold and see what happens. We also exited a trade on Friday on GBTC, which is the Bitcoin ETF. So members were alerted, all members, this was a trade of the week, all members were alerted to go long on the 26th of October towards close, which would be right here. And then we were alerted to exit around middle of the day on the 24th, which was last Friday right here. So this would have netted you a 50.6% profit in about 3 weeks. So that's quite good. Unfortunately, the very next day, if we had held just one more day, would have made an additional 23, 24%. But there's really no way you could predict this overnight gap like this. We had sold at resistance right here. So that's quite unfortunate, but hey, we still made huge profit in only 3 weeks. Next, we have CSIQ, which is a trade that all members are again alerted to answer. This is another trade of the week. If you go back to around 2014, you can see prices were up to around 44 here, and since it sold off, lost about 80-90%, down to around $10 a share here. Formed what appears to be an accumulation pattern. And then now more recently, it's been making new recent highs here. We have a pullback and it goes up, a pullback and it goes up. And we believe this is another pullback right here, very good volume right here. And since has now been going back up. So there's no follow through on this sell-off. So we believe this is just a breakout to new highs above resistance here at 18. It retested, isn't really holding here on the sell-off, so it's now continuing up again. So members were alerted to go long at close here around 18.2-ish on expectation that it will continue up in the coming months. And of course, all members, given that this is a trade of the week, you will receive an email when you should sell at the target. But we expect it to take about 2 or 3 months before reaching target at minimum. So that concludes our trade report. Hope to see you tomorrow.